Leafy spurge is considered a noxious weed in Saskatchewan according to the Weed Control Act. It can be found as far north as North Battleford and as far south as Estevan. Leafy spurge is native to Eastern Europe and was first recorded in Alberta in 1933 and found in Saskatchewan shortly after. Leafy spurge is very competitive and prolific and can outcompete many forage and native species. Goats and sheep can feed on the leafy spurge, but cattle cannot. It can cause sores in their mouths and blistering in the throat. Because of the effects the plant has on cattle, they will avoid patches of spurge, favoring the tame and native species. This then reduces the competition of the leafy spurge, allowing them to further reproduce and proliferate. It has been recorded in all of the 21 rural municipalities that are located within the Moose Jaw River watershed. The spread of the plant has not slowed down, and many local producers have been fighting with this noxious weed for over 20 years. The plant can be controlled with different options. Many people use chemicals to kill leafy spurge, and others use biocontrols such as goats and sheep or beetles to graze the spurge. We often encourage an integrated approach and using all tools available to you to control the spurge. Leafy spurge beetles were introduced to Canada in the 1980s as a means for controlling the leafy spurge in a natural way. There are 5 species of beetles in Saskatchewan, all from the same genus. Beetles are currently only collected from a large colony that is established at Passant Campground near Mortlach, Saskatchewan. So why do the beetles work? The adult beetles feed on the vegetation of the plants at the end of June and the beginning of July. They also mate above ground, and then the female beetles lay their eggs in the soil near the root of the spurge plants. The larvae will hatch and burrow until they find a spurge root. The larvae are what causes the most damage to the plant as they feed on the roots. This creates open wounds that can subjugate the plants to infection or disease, cut off food reserves, and the plant is no longer able to flower, which will cause the plant to wither and die. The Moose Jaw River watershed stewards, along with other watersheds in Saskatchewan, plant health officers, and other interest groups, have been collecting beetles from Passant for many years. In 2021, for the first time, we asked for the help of volunteers. We created a beetle sifter based off an existing sifter we have used in the past. We purchased new beetle nets from Pro Metal Industries in Regina so that we could increase the amount of beetles we collected and the amount of volunteers we could have. We sweep for the beetles, filter the beetles through our leafy spurge beetle sifter, measure the beetles, and place into paper bags that are duct taped because the beetles are quite the escape artists. They are then put on ice and taken to their new homes in our watershed. Come out next year or make a donation to the Leafy Spurge Beetle Collection.